Okay, so now that we have set our buffer size, our sample rate, and our BPM, it's time to actually start uploading our tracks. So I have a project here that I'm going to import. So I'm just gonna select all of my tracks. I'm gonna drag it into Logic like this, create new tracks. Now we have everything imported. I'm gonna delete the current here. I'm also going to delete the, let's see, the master. We don't need that. We just want all the individual sounds. And now we have to organize our session. And the way to do that is to put the vocals on top, usually drums underneath, bass under the drums, and then under everything else, we're gonna put the synths and the pads and other instruments. And that's why we start with the vocal. I'll put this on top, the bass line, this effects we're gonna move down. So I'm just gonna quickly organize this into a structure that makes sense. So we got the vocals up top. We're gonna put the drums under the vocals. We got two kicks here. We got a main kick and a ghost kick. Then I'm gonna put the snare. So I'm gonna put the snare right under the kick. Then I'm gonna put the hi-hats under the snare. It's got a lot of different hi-hats. Then under drums, we're gonna put the bass line right here. We have another ghost kick here that I'm gonna move up. And then everything else is more effects type of stuff. Actually, we have a piano. So I'm gonna put the piano under the bass line. I'm gonna put the Rhodes under the piano. And now we should be left with some effects, some percussion. I'm gonna move the percussion up a little bit. I'm gonna put it under the drums. That's because it suits this category better. Percussion is part of drums, I would say. So I'm gonna put it next to the drums. Bassline, piano, Rhodes, and everything else is just effects. So actually we can leave it like this. And now I'm gonna give everything a specific color to make sure that I can easily recognize who is who, basically. So you can right click on your track, click on assign track color, and then you can give it a color. Mine's is already colored for some reason, but I'm gonna give it some. So we're gonna go with green for the acapella. Then for all of our drums, I'm gonna make this the same color, assign track color. I'm gonna make this blue. Bassline could be purple. Piano and Rhodes, I'm gonna make red, and then everything else, all of our effects, we're gonna make it pink. Okay, so now when I open up my session, I know exactly where my sounds are, where my vocals are, where my kicks are. Everything now is categorized. Now, just to mention, you don't need to do this exactly like this. You can do it in any order that you want, basically, but it's easier to do it this way, to put the vocals on top, the drums next, because these are usually the most present elements in your mix, and you want to order it in terms of which element is most present in your mix, because it just makes it easier.